So here it is, just a little bit of an update. I have been continuing to kind of go along on my journey here, doing what I do in the gym and in the kitchen and everything. And this is kind of where I'm at now. Um, Now I don't know if anybody saw the last video there, but definitely getting quite a good amount leaner, in my opinion, than I was a few weeks ago in that last picture that I would have shown in the last video. Down about 8 or so pounds from yeah, it was probably like 6-ish weeks ago that the first picture was from. Definitely noticeable improvement, and I think give it another 6-8 weeks, and you know I think we'll start to be pretty happy with the results here. I'm doing everything I can to maintain strength and try to actually add muscle during this whole process, which is hard, but I'm pushing myself on the daily. Today I actually went to the gym twice, so that's that's a thing. Though the morning session, you could barely call it a warm up. Essentially, it was just you know that's kind of what it was. It was just what I had time to do before I had to go in to the office. So yeah, there's that. And you know, I'm definitely going to try to update more often. All this is, just to, kind of document for posterity purposes, kind of a starting point. Although, 6 weeks ago wasn't a starting point. I've been, using the gym regularly for quite a while now. Not sure what that was. Some notification there on my phone. It's just, I haven't really dialed everything in, wasn't hitting it like super intensely, wasn't doing everything right, dialing in the diet and everything else, wasn't really pushing, and it was just kind of like this like maintaining that I did for a long time. And who wants to maintain, if you were happy with where you're at, why would you even be going, so yeah, just kind of you know doing everything I can to optimize, dial things in. Ordered a bunch of really interesting stuff from Ronnie Coleman's website. Ronnie Coleman Signature Series is the brand name. As you can see, the "Yeah Buddy," "Yeah Buddy," lightweight, that whole thing. I've got the tank top on in the picture there, and I'm quite pleased with the way that tank top looks on me, by the way. So you'll be seeing probably that show up on me a little bit more as things kind of go forward. I think maybe one of the things I'll do to along the way here so that I can update more frequently is maybe review some of the stuff I got from the site and the overall experience I had there. Definitely, a little bit more interesting than your typical, experience. There was, I actually did have to I had to email with a representative there because of something with the order and everything. So maybe I'll share a little bit about how all that went and everything like that. I got a couple different kinds of protein bar, a thing of the protein powder, creatine, glutamine. There was like this really good like holiday special they were doing, so I figured I could stock up on a few things, just to get like a nice discount, free shipping, and all that kind of stuff. They had a special going on, so that was really pretty nice. So yeah, I'll definitely share some of the goodies that I got on there on camera here, and yeah, so that's kind of what I'm thinking about doing. Also thinking, so I had bought these like grip trainers from Walmart of all places, and they were really cheap. And the other day I was working one of my hands with it and just snapped. So I probably need to get some Captains of Crush grip trainers. Those are kind of like they're like the go-to brand. I see there's a lot of YouTubers that have back in the day like um, did the challenge with them on camera because you can actually get certified if you can close a level 3 or higher as a man, and I believe it's 2 or higher as a woman. And most people who lift weights regularly can't close a number 1. And so the higher the number, the higher the difficulty. They even make a point 0.5, and then below the point 0.5, there's a couple of like warm-up like ones that they have. So I'm kind of curious as to like what the actual difficulty is for like the warm-up ones and like the number 1, which supposedly most people who work out regularly can't close it like immediately when they receive it, in the mail. They have to work up to being able to close it with their hand. So that's very interesting. I think I kind of want to do that. Just plus, I mean, grip and forearms. I could definitely use some more forearms. And grip will only help. Stronger grip will only help on things like back workouts, chin ups, deadlifts, all that kind of stuff. So to have strengthening your grip can only be a good thing if you're serious about this whole deal. So yeah, I think I'm like definitely really interested. I'm like this close to pulling the trigger, man. This close. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. Diet's going pretty well. I'm just you know eating things I'm relatively happy with eating. Just more focused on eating things for their nutritional value than anything else. Leaner meats, vegetables, aplenty. If I do have a starchy carb, it's like more like either like a whole wheat kind of thing or like oatmeal or like an actual like maybe like a whole potato or like sweet potato or something. No like deep fried anything. Uh, Not really like slathering anything in like butter or I use a little bit of cheese sometimes, but like relatively like modest amounts. Um, yeah, that kind of stuff. Oh, fruit. Fruit's good. I like fruit. Vitamin C and all that, fiber and the fact there's a little bit of sugar, it's not really freaking me out. I mean, if you look at like how many calories, like how much fruit you would have to eat to like get the same amount of calories that you would in like other sugary things, it's like no comparison compared to how like satisfied it makes you and you know how much other beneficial stuff is in there. Uh, it's kind of a no-brainer. I'm good with like fruit and berries. So yeah, definitely not doing anything like ketogenic. I'm just, you know, I think I'm just like I could definitely say it's like a lower on the starchy carbs, but like overall, like I'm not like purposely like, oh no, if it has carbs, I can't eat it. No, no, I'm okay with carbs. It's just strategic carbs. That's the thing. They're strategic carbs. So yeah, that's definitely a thing. Still, hitting chest very hard every single Saturday with my buddy Chris. It's been going well. We kind of like brainstormed this like sort of progression that we want to do over the next few weeks. I basically pyramided up from like warming up all the way up to like doing like singles at 275, and then dropped back down to 225 for some working sets in the 5 to 8 rep range, 3 sets worth of that, and then backed off again to a random amount that usually I wouldn't work with, which is 195 for 2 more working sets in the 10 to 12 rep range. And then I did one final drop set down 135 for just as many as I could to very, very close to failure. Which maybe I had too much in the tank because I managed to get to Chris's count it was like 32. I thought I had hit 35, but I mean maybe math wasn't a thing I could really focus on. Numbers weren't in that moment where I'm just like trying to go as hard as I can. Maybe I just lost track of what numbers even were in that moment. So who knows? I mean, I'd say like after doing, like a couple of what for me like 275 is a very heavy single. So for me to do like a couple of those, then drop down and do like multiple working sets, and then have enough in the tank to do more than 30 at 135. Obviously, like I'm doing okay-ish, at least on bench. I definitely need. I practice doing like I did some squats on Sunday, did pauses at the bottom because I'm struggling due to the fact that I am desk bound 50 hours a week. Like the mobility in my lower body is like it's not what it was when I was but a young man. So, but like pausing, I found like kind of helped like open me up a little bit. Like I was able to get a little bit more depth and that kind of thing. Wasn't able to do as much training volume, and also my butt and my hammies still kind of hurt from holding those pauses on Sunday, and it's Tuesday right now. Haven't been that sore from something in a while, so I mean, essentially, I was pausing long enough, like several seconds, to where it was like becoming like an isometric hold almost. So it's like, that's just kind of that's the way it goes sometimes, I guess, right? So yeah, that was good. Enjoyed it. Still feeling the burn. So yeah, that's kind of just everything. So I guess I'm gonna sign out here and upload this. And I'm gonna try to at some point like figure out how to do some like editing and stuff. Maybe get some like raw like workout footage as well added down here. That might be interesting. Might be a little something. Maybe put some music to it. Maybe break out the Natty anthem. That kind of thing. So yeah. I feel like that's pretty much everything. So, if you happen across this and you found any of this fun or interesting, you can always be like my 7th or 8th subscriber or whatever I'm up to. I think half of those are just my dad. Hi, Dad. By the way, I know that you watch my stuff, and yeah. Oh, and I'm gonna link like Instagram and stuff below, because like that's where I put these update pictures on. Sometimes I'll like add a filter if the lighting isn't quite, and the lighting kind of, I don't know, not always ideal in this gym, and plus it makes me look even paler than I actually am, and not exactly better. And by the way, I need to get a tan. That's on the list, on the to-do list. A lot of things on the to-do list. Anyway. So, yeah, thank you if you watched this far. Appreciate you. Till next time, have a good one.